Hi folks, so we're just shy of 1 o'clock. It is August 5th, Tuesday. 86.1 degrees there, 84 there, and from a Celsius point of view, 27.1. And my batteries are charged. Guys, I got a question for you. What would be the perfect UTV? What would be first place for UTV? Right? The guy, I bought this on eBay. I wish I won it, but no, I bought it on eBay. But the guy who won that trophy, well, he was first place for the day at that race, but was he really the fastest all-terrain vehicle rider in the world? If he was the fastest on that mountain, was he the fastest in the sand? Was his three-wheeler, his, I don't know, 250R or whatever he was racing with back then, was it the fastest in the world? Was it the best? Was it absolutely perfect? So now I have to ask the question, what is the perfect UTV, the perfect vehicle to play around the property with? Is it a three-wheeler? That thing's got pluses and its minuses. It's really good on fuel. It handles in a very small area. One can make it dance. It's relatively quick. Doesn't go backwards. Has no reverse. In certain places it's awkward. Just doesn't cut it. The quad, the 300 TRX 300 four-wheel drive. Strong. I could tow a house with it. Starts easy. Relatively efficient. A lot of strong pluses. Minuses. It has all-wheel drive, all the time four-wheel drive, so it takes like 3 football fields to turn that thing around. Backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, trying to line something up, which makes it really tough if you got a trailer on the back of it. This guy with the dump, a little less efficient. It's a three-wheeler. It's actually got a pretty tight turning radius and all, but it's huge. A lot of places it just doesn't fit. It needs quite a bit of work. The dump feature, not too big a deal to get that functioning again. The engine needs a little more carburetor work. Clutch cable needs some attention. It's going to need a clutch disc soon, so it needs a little bit of love. Get out here to these guys. That golf cart runs. But she's a fussy starter. Even should I fix all that, every time you stop or want to go into reverse, you got to shut the engine down and restart it. This guy too, every time you start or go into reverse, you got to shut it down and restart it. So you go from vehicle to vehicle. I mean, this thing, it's a little small for me, but the handy thing is it's, you know, if you were running, you just pop onto it and, you know, go chase the mail. This thing, really easy to get on and off of. Not really very stable for running around the property with. You know, the police vehicle there, should get that running. It's hard to get in and out of. It's hard to figure out what to do. So as I go on my quest for the perfect all-terrain vehicle, or UTV, you know, a utility vehicle, what is there out there? What could you buy? What can't you get? I mean, the Mule comes probably about the closest to what would be a really great UTV. You can start them up. You don't have to you don't have to turn them off when you're going from forward to reverse. It's got a dump box on it. It's easy to get it in and out of. With a few pieces of plastic and metal, one could actually put a decent cab on it. It's a little big, but not horrible. This thing, I've managed to get the engine started on it. I managed to get 4 wheels underneath it. When I started the engine, the transmission didn't sound too good, making a lot of clickety-clack sounds. It's got a torque converter, a belt-driven torque converter, then forward and reverse. So, it's only a 2-wheel drive. Then you start out with the crap to build one. That's a 350 4x4. Starts, runs, moves. I drove it up here. I got tires to put on the front. It's got a flat, you know, but handles like a truck. Then golf carts. This one and its buddy over there are both electric golf carts. You can see the motor runs longitudinal underneath there. I think you guys could see it. So if I were to put a gas engine on this thing, I don't want an electric golf cart for running around the property. If I were to put a gas engine on this thing, how do you do it? Well, the smart way I've seen doing it, a YouTuber did it. He actually gutted the motor, took all the guts out of the motor. I think he fixed the axle so that no more suspension, and he just ran a train drive to a centrifugal clutch, and he had himself a golf cart with a modern engine on it, one you didn't have to shut off, one that was easy to drive, all that kind of stuff, but no reverse. This guy here, you can see the motor sideways, once again gutted. But if you're trying to put a motor on this thing, it's kind of hard. You really don't have the space right to left to do it, so which means you would probably put the motor on top. You know, kind of, you know, maybe if you put the motor on top all the way to one side, you kind of have a nice flat area that you can do stuff with. But once again, no reverse. So you say to yourself, well, you got plenty of other golf carts, why not pick something that you can do reverse with? Just so happens I have an axle sitting here somewhere. There it is, in these weeds. That one actually has forward and reverse. So take one of the golf carts, one of the electrics, hack the rear end out of it completely, drop a rear end with forward and reverse in it. I mean, that kind of moves things forward. Also have a bunch of gas-powered golf carts. Some with engines, some without. Right, I think there's another electric in the crew here. I think there's 3 electric and 5 gas or something like that. That's electric. And then I think all the remainders are gas. So yeah, as you're like looking at this stuff, trying to figure out what you want to do, you know, for some people who do not have a hoard, life's a little simpler. You go out, you buy a golf cart. What are you working on? You're working on that one golf cart you own. If that's what you're going to turn into a Perfect UTV, that's what there is. You have one golf cart. It's not like you can mix and match. 1 equals 1. With me, I have a tendency to come up with an idea of, I'd really like to build a cool all-terrain vehicle, and then I collect assorted parts. And after a while, you have a hoard load of parts, and you have a hoard, but you don't have the Perfect UTV. Some of you have been asking what my next project is, and I think I'd like to take a stab at building some kind of really cool UTV, utility transportation vehicle, or utility terrain vehicle, basically a utility vehicle for using around the property. Something, and this is important, it's got to start easy, it's got to stop, it's got to go forward and backwards, it's got to turn left to right. The tires have to hold air. I got to be able to leave it outside, i.e. not bring it into the horde, and have it functioning after it stays outside for a day, a week, or a month. In a lot of ways, I'd like the idea of an electric start with a backup pull starter, or at least a pull starter that's easy to use, something that's easy to start. There's nothing worse than having a vehicle that every time you need to start it, you got to dick with it. You got to move things and jump it and curse it and all that other crazy stuff. Nothing worse than a vehicle that doesn't start. So, looking through the horde, that's what I'm looking at, that's what I'm thinking about, that's what I'd like to be the next big project. So that's what's on my mind. You guys wondering what the next thing will be? That's what I'd like to do. I've been doing some of the background work I've had to do to free myself up. And to that, I, have to make sure there's oil in the tank. And by the way, it's a matter, I'm going to butcher your name if I pronounce it, so please excuse me. But $2.38 a gallon for oil, man, you must be up in Canada right up against a refinery or something, because $2.38 for oil, man, I wish, or $2 and change a gallon for oil. I just spent $3.28, so I wish I could get it for $2 and change a gallon. But I had to get oil into the house. I mean, one has to prepare for winter, whether you like it or not. I got wood pellets into the house. I'm deciding on whether I should pick up another ton to leave out in the driveway. The annoying thing is I'm going to have to buy a ton of pellets. I'll pick up the first half ton with the Ranger pickup. I'll pick up the second half ton on the pallet with the Ford F-150. They slide it right into the Ford. That makes it easy. And then what I'm going to have to do is with the pallet from last week, when I bought my first ton, I'm going to have to set that pallet up, restack all the pellets carefully on the pallet from last week, very carefully put the bag back on top and all the other stuff. I hate leaving 50 bags of pellets outside, because my experience is somehow, some way, you lose a bag or two. Somehow something goes by and cuts a bag, and then you end up with 40 pounds of pellets draining onto the driveway a little bit at a time, or somehow or another water sits on top of the pallet and gets through the plastic on top and gets through a bag and soaks one of the bags inside the pallet, or more than one bag, and next thing you know, you got a couple of dead bags of pellets. So I kind of have that in this hand, and in this hand I got to figure what happens when I run out of pellets and I can't get it, and I can't get more. I have, I don't know, somewhere around 80 bags downstairs, 90 bags. I need, I need about 125. So somewhere, somehow, either now, while it's relatively easy, I buy that ton, bring it home, and put it up for storage. Or when it's easy to store, then it's going to be hard to get the pellets. So I'm debating on how to play that. So anyway. Obviously, I'm reading your comments. I'm trying to be a little better about answering them quickly, because once you fall behind, it's really tough to catch up. I love the comments. I read all the comments, even some of the comments that you're a crazy hoarder and your stuff is all rusting away. I do read those comments. Some of the comments are very amusing, so please keep them coming along. Keep commenting, keep watching. Thanks for subscribing. I really do appreciate all that. All right, folks, I'm going to run. Hopefully I'm going to get something accomplished today, other than finding cool knives and cool signs and, walking around in strange little circles. Hopefully I'm going to move forward on something today. Thanks for watching. Once again, thanks for commenting. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Remember, guys, keep your feet down. Keep your head up. Take care of yourselves, Let's all try to live a long, happy, and healthy life together. Bye now.